Welcome to this video tutorial in which we're going to show how to change the different weapons into our MFPS Pro package for Oculus Quest. So to do that you will need a Blender, and inside Blender you have to open our weapon that comes in the package, and then you have to go and import another model, the model you want, that I think is in object file, yes. So once you have imported that, you have to adapt it to the current position. So what I recommend doing is parenting this to the weapon and then scale the object as much you want in order to make it coincide with the original weapon. So let's do that really fast. Okay, so it should be something like this. And then we have to put it like this and move it a little bit to the right, like that. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm doing it fast in order to make it work. So this will be the original way of doing the weapon. So if you occlude the other things, you will see that you have the weapon there. Then we'll deal with this, with the handle and with the magazine. So now we have to export it. So we export it, and I strongly recommend to copy the weapon 01 and call it old, just in case you have problems in the future. So you have to do that, and whenever we open this, you see that the weapon 01 is not referred to the original model. So you have to go to model, to weapons, and the weapon 01, you have to put it inside the weapon 01. So automatically it will adapt the size and position to the weapon position, like that. And now what you can do is unpack this completely, bring the AK, put it inside the weapon, erase this, and you can go ahead and inside the let me see the handle, no, the weapon 01, sorry, you can go ahead and also occlude it like that. So now you have the weapon ready to test it. So let's test it really fast. I'm going to put on my headset, going to acknowledge the information that comes from the Oculus Quest, and now you can see that we can go to room, to the new, to create a new room. And once we do that, you can see that the weapon is completely functional and it's inside our hands, and we can also use the non-dominant grab too. You can see that we have also here the they call it the crosshair, and you can change that easily too. It's quite easy to do. And the problem is that now this part of the weapon, that is the handle, is not working properly, and of course we don't have the magazines changed, so we have to do that really fast. So let's do it. In order to create a magazine, what you need to do is to go again to Blender, and inside Blender you have to go to edit mode. And now what we're going to do is select all the vertices that are that correspond to the magazine. So in fact, it's not going to be really easy to do, but we're going to try to do it as fast as we can. We're going to get the select circle, and we're going to select all this. Like this. Well, this is not working. Let me see if I can do it like this. Okay. Let me see. And now when we get close to this part here, we need to be very careful not to take all the vertices from the other object. Okay, so this is more or less it. Let's see if we can get these ones here. Okay, this one's here. And now if we hit Control and we get these ones, well, you get the idea. I think it's not going to be done really perfectly, but we are going to try to do it fast because this is a short tutorial. We don't want to make it very long, and I think this could work like this. This one's 2, this one's 2, and let's see what happens if I select those ones. So now we hit P to separate the section. So you can see that we have two parts now in the weapon. We have this part here that if we include it, we have something like that. So it's more or less okay. And then we have the weapon separately. So you can call this magazine if you want. And now we can go ahead and export it to MFPS to weapon 01. And now if we go ahead and we want to change the different magazines, we can go ahead and go to magazine weapon 1. We can duplicate it just in case we lose the information. We can save it as old, weapon 01, sorry, old. And now in this weapon 01 we can go ahead and introduce the EK magazine. So to do that, we go to the models that are here and weapons, and we get this one here and we put it inside the magazine. This one, okay, so do something like that, something strange, yeah. So we're going to put it inside this one that has a scale 1 to 1. Okay. So now we have to adapt this magazine to the correct position of the original magazine. So to do that, we're going to make it smaller. We're going to put it in the center where the original magazine is. Okay, so we'll have to rotate this 90 degrees. We'll have to put this inside. Something like this. And now we can unpack the prefab, get the magazine that is inside weapon 1, AK magazine, and we can put it inside magazine here. And we can do like this, so we have something like that. And now we have to go to mesh render, okay, as you can see, and change it a bit. Now it's a matter of changing the scale in order to adjust it to the original weapon, but this is just for testing purposes. So you can see that we have that. You can change also the bullet, so I'm going to leave only one bullet. So this one is going to go away and it's going to leave something like that. Okay, so now let's check if it works.